Look, I get it. Sora is too far-fetched of a character due to the funny rat sharing ownership of his property and will make it super difficult to implement Sora without any of the Disney iconography. I get that it's a super unlikely pick considering now we have Sephiroth as probably the final Square Enix rep in Smash. But what if I told you that I have found a way to not only figure out how Sora could work in Smash, but have also found a way to differentiate from his Smash Flash 2 counterparts and have found a way to get rid of all mentions of the rat in red? Tangents aside, yeah, Sora, woo! And like every other video like this, we're going to be tackling the question of, what if Sora was in Smash? How will he play? Will it be Bayonetta 2.0? What's the deal with magic? All of that will be revealed today after the intro, so let's get into it. What's crack-a-lacka Toxic Crew, my name is Toxiquid, and you know what we're getting ourselves into, so let's not delay and just get started. Sora has an interesting archetype, being both a quick and light swordsman. Coming from one of the more recognizable hack and slashes, he has a lot of movement options and combos, kinda similar to another certain witch we all know and loathe. But unlike Bayonetta, Sora only has hair on his head. Jokes aside, Sora can bring an interesting kit that isn't really seen on many other characters. What do I mean? Well, that's easy. That could be explained really well in the standard attacks. After swooping in from the gummy ship, Sora is fired up for the fight. The jab combo directly references the base ground combo from Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh yeah, I'm going to heavily base Sora off of his KH3 incarnation as his most recent real adventure. No Melody of Memory does not count, thank you very much, so expect a lot of those moves in this moveset. But getting back to the jab combo, it's an overhead swipe, then a thrust forward, and then a horizontal slash. This whole combo moves Sora forward slightly. The dash attack is the Sonic Slash. This is a flow motion ability that dashes forward slashing down, but if you make contact, he flips upward, sending an opponent in the air. The upper slash is here as the forward tilt, and I know what you're thinking, why have an upward sending attack as the forward tilt? Well, that's because I have a really cool idea for the up tilt, and this swipes forward as well. But instead of slashing downwards, horizontally, or diagonally, Sora swipes the Kingdom Key upwards. And speaking of the up tilt, that could be the Rising Spiral as he spins upwards with the Keyblade, acting as a pseudo short hop in the process. This does scoop and has a good amount of end lag. And the down tilt is the block counter and swipes downwards and sweeps the floor. For the get up attack, it's the swing kick, a completely original move using those massive shoes to his advantage with the swing kick. And finally, the ledge get up is what I call the backflip twirl TM as he flips onto the stage, extending the Keyblade forward. With that all out of the way, let's unlock Sora's smash attacks. These are all combo finishers, save for one, and like their names imply, these are amazing finishers to strings of combos that you might be able to come up with. The forward smash is the basic combo finisher where Sora flips in the air then slices downward with a flourish. This attack does have a fair bit of end lag. The up smash is the magic flash and is a bit more flashy. But that aside, it starts with a crouch, then pivots to a thrust upwards with the same type of flourish as the forward smash. And finally, the down smash is Explosion. Sora swipes downward with a mighty swipe and summoning 3 balls of light that circles around Sora until they dissipate. This is amazing for edge guarding, but does act as a projectile similar to Steve's lava. And that's it for all the standard attacks, so now let's soar through Sora's aerials. For the aerial attacks, we really lean into witchcraft. No, I will not stop with this joke, I will run it into the ground, and will come out similar to Bayonetta's aerials, case in point the neutral and forward aerials. The neutral air is the aerial spiral from Kingdom Hearts 2 where he curls into a ball and flips with the Keyblade outstretched. Bayonetta has a horizontal air, Sora has a vertical one. And for the forward air, it's the jab combo, but in the air. Sound familiar? Don't worry about it. The back air is the backspin slash as Sora spins backwards and slashes the Keyblade horizontally. The up air is the upwards arc slash where it's just Sephiroth up air but with a blunt object, and the down air is the diving strike where he winds up, stalls in the air for a bit, then stabs downward, falling with the force of it. And as that's it for the aerials, now let's move on to the grabs and throws. Sora is a big boy and has the capacity to grab with his hands and pummels them with the handguard of the Keyblade. You know, the big yellow part. You will get blunt force trauma from getting whacked by this. For the forward throw, we opted for the counter slash as he steps back, jumps, and swipes upward. The back throw is the strike rate as he tosses the opponent behind and throws the Keyblade like a boomerang. That's pretty whack. The up throw is the magnet burst as he whisks them up and bursts outward, and lastly the down throw drills to death the defeated opponent with the counter kick. He flips back and dive kicks in. Okay, here's the real meat and potatoes of Sora's moveset, and the biggest differentiation of Smash Flash 2's rendition. I think. Truthfully, I have never played Smash Flash 2, and the developers at Megalea Gaming are clearly amazing at their job and have crammed so many things into Sora's kit in their games, and I want to try my best to differentiate them from each other in the same way I did with Bandana D back in 2019, but note that a few attacks are the same because they just kind of fit way too well. Let's get past the neutral special as that's a huge topic, so let's start with the side special. The side special is a sonic blade and is a chargeable dash forward thrusting a keyblade. If used in the air and does not hit an opponent, it does send you into freefall. However, if it does make contact, you can press B again and do a sonic slash in the other direction. You cannot do it more than twice, however. The down special is Stun Impact and is a chargeable AoE move that, when released, stuns the opponent doing minor damage. This can be used more as a get off me tool if anything. And lastly, the up special is the aerial sweep as he flips up spinning in the cyclone. If used on the ground, it will not send you into freefall, but however, if used in the air, it will send you into it. And now we finally can move on to the neutral special, the Command Deck. This is a hero down P type of situation, but with a twist. Firstly, here's the entire list of attacks that can be selected with the Command Deck. Fire, Blizzara, Thundaga, Magnet, Watera, and Aurora. The actual deck itself will show up at all times next to Sora's character icon in the UI showcasing all 6 spells, but only 3 at a time. Pressing the B button will activate the topmost readied spell. Pressing the B button while shielding moves the cursor down without actually activating the spell. Speaking of spells, you can't just spam them, all of them have their own respective cooldowns to replicate MP without actually adding MP. First up is Fire with a cooldown of 4 seconds, it's just a quick but weak fire bullet. Blizzara is dex as a shot of 3 slow moving icy projectiles with the last projectile freezing the enemy on contact. This has a cooldown time of 8 seconds. Next is Thundaga with a 15-second cooldown and is kind of a 2-part move. Firstly, it shows a ring of effect, and if anyone is caught in the ring after 1 second, will be shocked. After that, we use Magnet with a cooldown of 4 seconds. This brings in everything in its radius for 2 seconds. It deals chip damage to those who's caught inside. Next is Watera with a cooldown of 8 seconds and manifests a wave that travels forwards, and if it hits someone, it will explode in a watery fashion. This will only deal pushback. And lastly is Aurora with another 8-second cooldown. This manifests a small vortex under Sora, boosting him upwards. This does not send him into freefall, so you are free to recover however you'd like after using it. And with that, that's all the moves in Sora's base moveset. All that's left is the final smash, yo. For the final smash, it was honestly super tough considering we had a mission statement to not include any Disney whatsoever. So for this, we went with Union Cross. This is a cinematic final smash where the opponent is ensnared in a tornado of Keyblades as Sora rides in on a wave of Keyblades and rams into the opponent. And that's it for all the moves. Now let's move on to everything else now. Starting with a Kirby hat, he gains access to Deck Command. Nothing special there, same things that Sora does can be done by Kirby. The taunts are here as well and encompasses who Sora is as a character. The up taunt folds his hands behind his head, relaxes, and stands up more. The side taunt spins the Keyblade out in front of him like a helicopter and is a reference to the Dream Drop distance opening, and the down taunt has him pose the Keyblade upwards a tad and shouts, "Give me strength!" For the alternate costumes, they're the default, a Roxas palette, a Xion palette, a Ventus palette, a KH2 palette, which I'm told is also the second form colors, then a Riku palette, a Kairi palette, and finally an Anti-Sora palette. Wow, we really sped through all 3 of these things really quick. Let's slow down a tad with the stage, Twilight Town. This is a traveling stage akin to Delfino Plaza and takes you all around the town, starting with the tram commons, to the top of the clock tower, to the old mansion, then to the sandlot, and repeat. Each section has a unique layout of platforms and set pieces, so each place will be interesting to fight in each time the transition happens. And for the stage, there needs to be some music as well, and this time around we've made careful consideration to only have 13 songs in total. For remixes, there's Dearly Beloved, Destati, and The 13th Struggle. The other songs in this list are Dark Domination, Edge of Existence, KH3's Vector to the Heavens, Sora, Wave of Darkness 1, KH3's Lord of the Castle, Forza Finale, Hand in Hand, Scherzo di Notte, and Working Together. And with that, all that's left are the spirits and the classic mode. So let's start with the spirits and end with the classic mode. The novice spirit started out with Kairi as a neutral support spirit represented by Daisy on Tortimer Island. She tends to avoid conflict, tends to use side special more often, and rewards you with nothing. Axel is next as a support attack spirit and is a Black Incineroar on Twilight Town, with Curry Mouth on Startup, with Hothead spawning in randomly, and the floor is lava. You are rewarded with lava immunity. He is enhanceable to become Lee. Moving on to the advanced spirits, here's Ventus as a support grab spirit and is a Ventus-clad Sora on Distant Planet. Gravity is reduced, there's a slumber floor as well, and you are rewarded with slumber immunity. Terra is next as a primary attack spirit and is a cloud on Mushroomy Kingdom. There's periodic earthquakes who tends to grab and has super armor. You are rewarded with earthquake immunity. And lastly, for the advanced spirits is Naminé as a primary neutral spirit and is a white peach on Temple as she tends to avoid conflict and is invisible. You are rewarded with a healing field on Startup. Moving on to the ace spirits, there's Aqua as a primary defense spirit represented by a black Marth, then a saturated Marth on Fountain of Dreams. The stage's platforms are slippery, is a time battle, tends to use aerials more, and has increased attack power for the first part of the battle. You are rewarded with magic attack up and is enhanceable to become Dark Aqua. Next is Riku as a primary attack spirit and is a Robin and a Pichu on Unova Pokemon League. I know this is technically breaking the Disney rule, but come on, it just makes so much sense. If you'd like to have absolutely zero Disney in there, just remove the rat. Regardless, you just have to defeat the main fighter to win as an enemy who loves to taunt and fog covers the stage. You're rewarded with undamaged attack up. And lastly for the ace spirits is Roxas as a support attack spirit. This is a Roxas-clad Sora on Kalos Pokemon League where you start the battle at 300%, movement speed is increased, and you're rewarded with sword attack up. And here we are with the Legend Spirit, and is the real Organization 13 as a primary attack spirit, and it's easily one of the toughest spirit battles in all of Smash history. On Bridge of Eldin, you have to fight Riku-clad Sora, Random Black Wolf, a Pink Lucina with a Death Scythe, Pikachu, Shiny Greninja, Cloud, Dark Pig, Ike, a Xion-clad Sora, Black Corn with a Beam Sword, Red and Black Simon, a Black Rosalina, and a second alt Ganondorf. This is a stamina battle where they have 100 HP and you have 150 HP, reinforcements appear throughout the battle, and sudden final smash happens during high percent. You are rewarded with critical hit double up. Goddamn. Lastly, there's the classic mode titled Save Kairi, and like every other classic mode, is 8 rounds with one of those rounds being a bonus round. Let's get into it. Round 1 is against a horde of 8 Game & Watches on Gerudo Valley with the Wave of Darkness 1 playing in the background and is a reference to the Demon Tower. Round 2 is a Riku-clad Sora and a Red and Black Wolf on Arena Ferox with the 13th Struggle remix playing to reference Riku Replica and Zigbar. Round 3 is against a Pikachu, a Pink Lucina with a Death Scythe, and a Shiny Greninja on Omega Find Me with Lord of the Castle playing to reference Marluxia, Luxord, and Larkseed. Round 4 is a Cloud and Dark Pit on Colosseum with Isati playing in the background to reference Terra Xehanort and Vanitas. Round 5 is against an Ike and a Xion-clad Sora on Mushroomy Kingdom with Vector to the Heavens playing to reference Saix and Xion. Round 6 is a Black Corn with a Beam Sword, a Red and Black Simon, and a Black Rosalina on Bridge of Eldin with Forza Finale playing all to reference Ansem, Xemnas, and Young Xehanort. Round 7 is a bonus round. Neat! And finally, round 8 is a 2-parter with Ganondorf and his second alt, then transitioning into Ganon. This will be in New Donk City or the Ganon Custom stage with Dark Domination playing, all to reference Xehanort and Armored Xehanort. And with that, that's how Sora could work in Smash. I really hope you enjoyed, as this was easily the toughest character to do in this pass. And since we're all done here, I have a confession to confess. I have never played a single Kingdom Hearts game, and because of the sunk cost fallacy, and because the fact the video is almost over, it doesn't even matter anymore! But that makes you question how the hell I even know all these moves, and to that I owe a great deal of thanks to Egutera and Yop Alonso for sharing with me their wealth of knowledge when it comes to this shit. Their socials are in the description. But honestly, it doesn't even matter now. The video's done! See you in 11 years when I have to make the Hornet video.